Hi there, it's Max Simon, the founder of Big Vision Business, and welcome to the first of what we are calling Mini Webinar Wednesdays. And these are free trainings that we will be doing exclusively to the Big Vision Business tribe, just quite frankly to support you in helping your business, your finances, and your impact to thrive. And these come directly from questions and coaching from our clients. So let's dive in. And this one is about how to delegate when you don't have the money, it hasn't worked in the past, or you're afraid people want more than you can give. Now, here's the question. Comes from a woman named Suzanne. Says, I need to delegate more, but I don't have the money to do so. And in the past, when I heroically found the money, it didn't pay off. I hesitate to delegate to people stronger than me because they usually want to get paid a lot, and I don't feel personally powerful enough to supervise them. Help. Well, Suzanne, what a wonderful question. And let me start by helping you understand that delegation is the key. And the reason why is because your time is insanely valuable. You know, in your business, most people don't recognize that every moment they spend doing something that somebody else should be doing or could be doing better than them is usually a waste of your precious time. And why? Well, here's the first thing. You, I, everybody, we're only good at certain things. And if you think about the fact that your time is so valuable, well, when you realize that you're doing all the stuff that you're not very good at and that somebody else is much better at, not only are you wasting your time, but you're wasting the opportunity to be utilizing your time for things that generate more income, more impact, more value for your business. And the other thing just to recognize is that you simply can't grow without help. So delegation is the key. Unfortunately, just about everyone struggles with delegation. Either they never let go of control, and so it doesn't really feel all that supportive. They don't delegate to the right people, which means things don't get done on time, they don't get done well, they take too long, they cost too much, or they don't work at all. Or oftentimes it's because you don't know what direction or support to actually give. And this all ends up leading to people not doing it at all, right? Basically always feeling like, I don't have enough help, I don't have enough support, it costs too much money, it doesn't work well enough for what I need. And ultimately, you've got to break this pattern, which is what this training is designed to do. Now, there are 4 keys to delegation. One is you got to get clear on what you should and shouldn't be doing, which we'll cover. You have to get clear on the exact skills that they need, which sometimes is simpler than you think if you just approach it this way. You have to clearly lay out your expectations and be very precise with what you want people to do, when, on what time frame, what budget, all that stuff. And then my 4th secret, if you will, is to be a coach instead of a boss, which we'll cover today as well. So let's dive in. Now, again, one of the things that people do is they start saying, well, I don't know if I should do it or I shouldn't do it. Or I don't know if, I'm able to do it right now because I don't have the money or not. And my suggestion to you is to treat your time as money because it is the most valuable and precious resource in your business, which means that you should do what's most valuable to your business and you should not do everything else. So the question that you should be asking is, where are you wasting your money by doing things someone else could be doing for cheaper or better than you? That's the first question I want you to answer is, just what do you know is not your core genius zone? What do you know could be done by somebody else faster, better, and cheaper than you, especially if you look at your time as money? And my general rule of thumb, no matter what business I've started, no matter where I'm at, is if it costs less than $50 an hour, someone else should do it. Why? Because I don't know where you're at, but my time is worth thousands of dollars an hour, and even if yours is worth hundreds of dollars an hour, it's enough for you to justify that if you have to spend 3 hours doing something that somebody else could do for $25 an hour, well, you might have to spend $75, but you might have also just wasted $1,000 of your own time, right? Not a good use of your time, which is the same as money. Now, the areas that I suggest you look are customer service, scheduling, bookkeeping, technology, and research. Don't be a jack of all trades. There's this terrible misconception that makes people think we should be good at everything, but we shouldn't. And these are all areas that, for the most part, somebody under $50 an hour, or sometimes much less, could be doing for you that most people end up doing when they feel like they don't have enough money or they don't have enough expertise with delegation. This stuff should be delegated. Now, let's talk about the skills that they need. One, you need to understand that before they ever start, you should map out everything you need them to accomplish, and then try to do your best to determine what skills are necessary. Sometimes you don't always know everything they need to accomplish, or even the skills, but the more time and energy you spend from the start really thinking of everything that they could be doing, and all the skills that they might need to be successful at this, the better you're going to be at delegating to the right people. But here's the real kicker. It's always best to delegate to people with existing experience. A lot of the reason why things don't work out is because we say, oh, well, we should have somebody do this. And because we like them or we trust them or we know them, we say, hey, could you do this? People always say yes. But that does not mean that they actually can do it faster, better, or more effectively than you can, or somebody that has existing experience. So if that's the one thing you take away from this training, it's to find people that already know how to do the things that you want them to do, because they will get it done faster and better than anybody else will. And if you have a doubt or if you don't know, always feel free to test people by giving them mini projects or baby steps. You don't always have to jump right in with somebody. Give them a small test project. Spend $100, spend $50, see how they do. It will give you a much clearer picture of their ability to work with you than it will by just jumping in and hiring them full on out. And again, don't just trust people. If they say they can do it, it doesn't mean that they can. Everyone says that they know what they're doing. But I would instead always give people a small test first to just see how it feels, see how it flows. And not only will it be easier for you to find the right people, but you're more likely to actually really get the best people to work with you on these projects. In terms of your expectations, lay out exactly what you want them to complete, when you need it done by, what part you'll be doing versus what part they need to do, and then when they need to check in and report to you. These are the 4 biggest things that you need in terms of your expectations. What you want them to complete, when you need it done, what you're going to do versus what they need to do, and then when they need to check in and report to you. And if you do these things, you're going to find very quickly you either see them meeting it and doing it right and communicating to you clearly, or them not doing it, in which case that test was a good way to show that they weren't the right people. And the last thing I would say to you is, and this was a real turning point for me in my business, is instead of trying to be a boss, be a coach. Help people understand why their tasks matter. Acknowledge people when they succeed, when they're moving forward. Let them feel that you are appreciative of what they bring to the table. Don't step over red flags. If they do something that concerns you, immediately point it out. If they do something that's not right, immediately speak up about it. Treat them as though you are coaching them, not as though they're an employee, because what oftentimes people do is something doesn't work and then they go get resentful about it, or they feel like they should be doing it better. Coach people. That will be a much more effective use of your energy, as well as a much better way of getting people to be successful at what you want them to. And above and beyond all, be direct and honest. Just don't hold back if somebody needs some feedback. And if they can't take feedback, well, that's probably something you should have discovered right from the very beginning while you were setting out to work with them. Right? And again, just to address this, if people say they don't have the money, well, if their time costs 20 hours, and let's say you need them for 20 hours a week, that might be $400 a week. I don't know where you're at. That might seem like a lot or a little. But I assure you that if you're watching this, your time is probably worth at least $200 an hour, which means that you would be spending $4,000 a week of your own time. Now, if you look at this, an entrepreneur that has any level of wealth consciousness would see it's more important to find the right people and recognize business requires investment, faith, and courage. And so if you're going to be in business, you better start bringing that level of investment, showing up with that level of faith, and stepping forward with that level of courage. So with all that said, here are my final words of wisdom. There's nothing better than being able to build or develop a team of people you trust, where everyone, including you, is playing in their genius zones, where you are feeling supported and so are they, and as a result, you're accomplishing a lot more. So believe that you can create a team like this and then start to build one step at a time. So now I want you to let us know, what's the greatest piece of knowledge you've learned or been given about delegation? Post a comment below and share your knowledge and wisdom with the tribe. Everyone would love to hear it. As well as, I'd like to hear if you have any more questions that you want us to answer, and maybe we'll turn it into an upcoming mini webinar. Post that comment below. And of course, you should also know that if you want our help, we have some very powerful coaching and mentoring programs that will allow you to build a $10,000 to $30,000 a month high-end business. Just go ahead and click that link below, go through that training, and see if it's something that you need at this time in your business as well. So thanks so much for watching. Head on over to bigvisionbusiness.com to sign up to receive more exclusive mini webinars just like this. And if you have friends who would benefit from this training, please be an amazing support system and share it with them on social media. All my love.